In the beginning, there was the slasher. A killer stalking victims, taking them out one by one. It was simple. Pretty people die, virgins live. Make room for sequels, profit. But were audiences getting bored with the slasher? Was Jason jettisoned? Was Freddy finished? Was Chucky chucked? Was Pinhead pooped?
You always stop at 3.
But you wrote it.
By the way, I'm your producer too.
Who put you in charge?
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Soon the emphasis focused on the injuries themselves. Death was only a possible and at times more merciful outcome. Sure, sometimes movies would use that one scene for effect, the scene everyone talks about. But when the entire movie is that scene, they had a different name for it. Torture porn. Saw wasn't the first, but it was certainly ground zero for torture porn's newfound popularity. With these movies, mutilation is the name of the game. Blood was more plentiful and the screams were louder. Make my hands do that thing over and over. We winced, we puked, we kept watching. Eli Roth, the director of Cabin Fever, takes us on a European vacation. This is Hostel. We start with a really edgy Scrubbing Bubbles commercial. Paxton, played by Jay Hernandez, and Josh, played by Derek Richardson, are sampling the local Amsterdam culture with their friend Ollie. Ollie is played by... this guy. By culture, I mean a weed tasting. It's like a wine tasting, but with more snacks afterwards. Enduring. Paxton is an aspiring law student, Josh is not, and Ollie is a hitchhiker they picked up along the way. Then it's off to discotheque to score! But they suck at spring break and get kicked out. Or maybe this means they're great at it. Josh is trying to get over a previous relationship by going to a shadow puppet whorehouse. He turns down the chance for random urethra-destroying sex. It's past curfew and they get locked out of their hostel, but we need this scene to establish Paxton speaks German so it won't look too convenient later. They meet a helpful guy named Alexei, played by Lubomir Bakovi. Did I mention he was helpful?
Looking for girls.
Yeah.
There's a place in Slovakia where the naked ladies... Slovakia...
You find a rhyme for Slovakia.
Ride that metaphor all the way to Slovakia. Then they meet another traveler who seems to know what's up.
Slovakia?
I'm going too, but for a very different reason. Interesting fellow who eats with his hands. You should see him eat pudding, it's disgusting.
What is your nature?
Whoa, that's not how you get salad dressing. Sorry, everything I know from Americans I learned from Eurotrip.
Scusi.
Welcome to Slovakia, where the girls are friendly and bountiful.
They're going to the spa. You should come.
And it's certainly the paradise promised to the boys. They hook up with Svetlana and Natalia, played by these ladies. They're so friendly, they don't even mind their horrible, horrible dancing. Spring break! Have a tic-tac, it's called a toothbrush. And when he goes outside for some air, he runs into the Candy Gang. Now the Candy Gang is the toughest group of grade schoolers you'll ever run into. Luckily, Mr. Salad Fingers comes to the rescue. You can grab my thighs since you helped me. Nah, I'm good. Then they get laid with a capital F. The guys wake up the next day alone. Ollie is also MIA. They meet another traveler, Kana, played by Jennifer Lim, whose friend is also missing. Apparently with Ollie. They look so happy, don't they?
Bubblegum!
I really hope this goes somewhere. They follow a man wearing Ollie's coat, but it's not him. How embarrassing. Don't worry, Ollie is home.
I go home?
He lives in heaven now, and he's about to get a new roommate. They're not too broken up that they can't party one more night before they go on with their trip. Josh isn't feeling well and passes out. Uh-oh, I know where this is going. Pax misses his buddy. Looks like his roofies finally kick in and he gets locked in the storeroom. But Josh wakes up and, well, it's not pretty. Man up, Josh. You didn't see Bond complaining, did you? Alright, maybe he complained a little. When the guy brings out a drill, this is finally the movie we're here to see. Oh, hey, Salad Fingers.
I always wanted to be a surgeon.
I think you're going about it the wrong way.
Please just let me go. Please. You want to go?
Well, I paid for the full hour, but okay.
You're free to go.
Ooh, Achilles tendons. Just walk it off. No, don't! In case I censored it, his ankles become reverse Pez dispensers. Pax wakes up in better conditions, on the floor of a public restroom, and his ass doesn't hurt. When he gets back to his room, the scene is oddly familiar.
We are going to the spa.
You should come.
Did someone get the wrong pages? The candy gang snatches his phone, and the only thing left to do is strangle a grade schooler. He doesn't fuck around, and he goes full Homer Simpson on him. Why, you little... You should see the kid who spray painted his car on Punk'd. Paxton chokes the kid so hard he goes into puberty, but he lets him go because he's a good guy. Police are no help whatsoever, moving on. But he does find Svetlana for some answers.
They went, how you say, for artists?
Well, because they didn't leave a note. They didn't call or do anything.
Maybe your friends are just assholes. She tells him his friends are at an art show, emphasizing that they are not being tortured for rich people's entertainment. Paxton demands they take him to his friends. Pushy American. So she takes Pax to an abandoned factory, and it looks like a bombed-out nightmare. Before we continue, I just want to say that Slovakia is not really what this movie makes it out to be. It's a perfectly charming place in Eastern Europe with fine art, dining, and tourist destinations, and doesn't involve paid torture. Okay, I said it. Can I have my cat back?
If you want to see your cat again,
Give Vinny a raise.
Really?
I'm the captain now.
Vincent?
After these messages. We'll be right back.
How is it in there?
You could spend all your money.
I didn't know they have Trader Joe's in Europe. Dude, just leave. You'll make other friends, I promise. The show hasn't started, but the buffet is open. Well, found Josh. Looks like Salad Fingers is getting better, at least. But they grab him and he gets glimpses of the kind of horrors going on down here.
American.
No, wait, I'm Canadian if that gets me out of this. I could be Mexican too. You should have said Filipino. No one fucks with Filipinos. At least they move fast here. Last week it took me almost an hour to get my food at Outback Steakhouse, so I can relate. He's German. Remember, our guy also speaks German. So when he sprechen Sie the Deutsch, things get uncomfortable. Well, you can be a torture victim or the gimp. Torture victim, please! A friggin' chainsaw? Right to the big guns. Wait, there's something familiar about this. When Paxton vomits into his gag, the torture guy needs to remove it before he chokes to death, because he needs Paxton to be healthy and whole when he kills him. He cuts off just enough of his fingers to let him slip out of the handcuffs. Ugh. But he slips on some blood and cuts off his own leg. See what happens when you override the safety features on your chainsaw? They're there for a reason. Paxton gets free and kills him. Save these for later. He sneaks out by hiding in a wheelbarrow full of dead bodies, to the place where Igor provides meat to the local Arby's.
We have the meat.
While changing clothes, he meets another customer to give just a little more background to what's going on here.
This is something you never forget.
They apparently charge people to come in and allow them to kill someone, sort of like the tank at Red Lobster, but you don't eat what you pick. I don't know, maybe they do. With enough money, anything goes. Paxton manages to escape because everyone is so poor they can't pay attention. So close to leaving, the hero in him hears screaming. He rescues Kana just in time. Ay, ay, ay! Whew, that's rough. Whew. Just like an introvert, always looking down.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Are you sure she's not saying push it back in with a stick or something? While we're here, do you want a cream rinse or some conditioner? Time for a getaway, but the bad guys are closing in. But not in too much of a hurry to greet the girls who sold them to the torture guys. Strike! Well, maybe not, but he does pick up the spare. Oh, now what? It's the candy gang. These kids will kill you for bubblegum. Luckily, the car he stole has a big bag of candy, which buys a lot with these kids, including cold-hearted Justice. You might want to pick up some extra candy this Halloween. A roadblock means they're walking to the train station. They have people everywhere! Keep an eye out! Sorry, Kana spots her reflection, well, half of it, and decides to catch a train the hard way. Spring break! Woo! But it was a helpful distraction, and Pax gets on the train to out of there.
I believe people have lost their relationship, Miss Foot.
Can you believe how small Europe actually is? It's salad fingers again. Paxton follows him into the restroom, and it's not to hook up. Ew, bathroom card. He may not be here to hook up, but he's still got the digits. You know my cat likes to drink out of the toilet too. You know you do. Why is this toilet so full? Paxton finally leaves this place, more ready for law school than ever. That was Hostel. You know how horror movies like to punish sin, amplify the unknown into terrifying proportions, and prey on us at our most vulnerable? What's more terrifying than being tied down while your body is taken apart piece by piece? Being helpless, in unfamiliar places, pain, death, all things that scare people. There's a lot to identify with. Our characters are bare minimum. Fish out of water with kill me planted on their backs. With so few antagonists, we still don't get a lot of interpersonal interactions above smoking weed and trying to get his buddy laid. These are vices horror movie likes to punish people for, but there's very little else to them. An interesting twist not making the survivor a virginal female. You're not going to get a lot of audience sympathy for the characters because the filmmakers don't want us to have any. And as a result, we're as indifferent as the people who pay for their services. The only emotional reactions result from revulsion, gore, things we would experience regardless of the victim. It's a roller coaster with a big climb and a bunch of drops. You do feel more sorry for Kana, especially since, relatively, she's more innocent. But again, once she's gone from the picture, she only served as a distraction for our hero to escape. It is interesting how he changes from scared victim looking for a good time to cold-blooded revenge terminator. He could have easily gone on his way without risking getting caught or spotted, but at this point, you could say he's not too different from the customers. He gets just as bloodthirsty, and he gets it for free. The locations are bleak, dirty, the kind of unsettling aesthetic that makes people uneasy. As bloody and as gory as it is, most of the deaths occur either off-screen or they're very quickly cut. There's a director's cut that's a few seconds longer, slightly more gore, and a darker ending where Paxton kidnaps Salad Finger's daughter and takes her away. That was too much for test audiences, so theatrically it ended with Paxton slashing the businessman's throat. This is the heart of the movie. Blood and gore are this movie's selling point. The actual torture is a very small percentage of the runtime, but frankly, it's enough. The story is incidental, a means to get the tourists from Hostel to holy shit. But even that has little substance. It's gore for gore's sake. Tension mounts in tiny bites and they're quickly resolved. Here's an example. Will he cut him? Will he? Will he? Now? Will he cut him now? No? Ooh, he doesn't do it after all. The genre is all about grossing you out. But without caring about the characters, the gross out is all you have. Hostel is 3 Bs. Lack of a story or engaging characters doesn't save this snuff film. But it doesn't want to be anything else. It's not trying to win any Oscars or make you think. Is this cinema? Depends on who you ask, apparently. It's crafted to make you squirm and recoil. But even then, you have to go through a lot of build-up before you get to that point.
Scusi.
Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, the bell, you know, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles! And special thanks to my patrons. You guys rock!